podcast party. Descent into Avernus.
My name is Hylan. The next stop on our journey out of Avernus is a place called Fort Knucklebone. But right now we need to get down to the surface of Avernus, and we're in the city of Elturel, suspended 200 feet over the river Styx.
The western section of High Hall is collapsed.
Yes.
Are you suggesting we try to find another exit?
Well, we could go out the front.
As long as that guy isn't there.
That's the thing. We haven't used the front previously because we saw like a fiendish paladin
like
out
a
there.
demon paladin on a nightmare or something.
Oh, right.
So maybe we should try to secure some ropes and climb carefully down the rubble this
I
time.
think that's a good idea.
On the way out, were there any bodies? Like as we walked through High Hall, there were bodies all over the place, right?
Yeah, there are still a certain amount of corpses. Yeah, you don't see the corpses have been cleaned up.
Corbin's gonna grab one, throw it over his shoulder, and if we have a conflict, he's just gonna drop it.
So you've got a parachute
You're just
under one arm.
carrying a body?
Yeah.
What? Why?
Corbin,
what is
what are
the
you doing?
plan?
Are you asking Corbin why he's doing it?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. When I
Yes.
see Corbin pick up a corpse, I say, Corbin, why the corpse?
I want to put the parachute thing on it. Wait, you're calling it a parachute? And I want to throw it over the edge and see if it works.
Oh, to see what happens. Not a bad idea.
That's a clever idea.
That's a good idea.
Also, it would be like a distraction, like it'll be over there, and then we would go fly on the other side. And what?
This isn't disrespectful at all. Let's do it.
God.
Oh, he's already dead.
Oh my God.
Renascence is looking for a strong point to secure a rope so as to more carefully navigate the rubble.
All right, so yeah, you're easily able to find something to affix your rope to.
Thank goodness.
Using the rope to steady myself, I'll start to pick my way down the slope.
Guidance.
Yeah, you can make an athletics check with advantage.
That'll be a 16.
It's not a difficult thing with the rope, having done it before, etc. With the guidance. Yeah, you find yourself about 10 feet off the ground. If you let loose your grip now, you can make a dexterity saving throw and hopefully not take 10 feet of falling damage.
I thought your reach was half your height. Your height plus half. So that's like, what, 9 feet? He's going to drop a foot? Nope, nobody gets hurt dropping a foot.
Yeah, that's true. He would just drop like
It depends on
1 or
how
2
old you
feet.
are, Andy. So then you land on your feet. That's fine. Who's next?
I'll go next.
I'm gonna say now that I've reached the bottom, I'd like to keep watch to see if, we're being observed doing this.
Great. Go ahead and make a perception check.
And I will guidance myself again. That'll be a 14 total.
You don't notice anyone or anything in the destroyed rubble around you. Athletics check with advantage with the rope.
Corbin will give you guidance.
Thank you. Okay, with guidance, that is going to be a 21 athletics check. I rolled miraculously well.
You repel like it's a second profession.
Well, I guess today I'm just learning a lot of new things, and it's emboldened me, and I like it.
Great.
Got a helmet, and everything's coming up, Ofelia. I'm down.
I'll go next.
Ilmata guides you.
Thank you. That's an 11.
Oh, balls. About 10 feet down the rope slips in your grip, Hylan, and you immediately try to catch yourself with the rope, and you're gripping for it, and you fall. What do you want to do? Anything as a reaction?
I would like to use some sort of acrobatics to parkour myself down the rest of the way.
I wonder how well you'll do.
And I crit! Yes! 23. I just grab that rope with one hand real quick and propel myself into a sort of backward flip, and then I just land Avengers style
Oh, shit.
on the ground. I'm like, I meant to do that.
From up like 60 feet, Lulu just like shouts, she's like, "That was amazing! Do it again!"
Yeah, sure. Sometime I'll do that again.
All right, Corbin's going to lower down his dead body guy on a different rope.
Lulu looks at you, by the way, Corbin,
Yep. What?
with this look like a disapproving mom.
What? Is dead. I'm going to test the parachute thing.
Don't you think that's really kind of like,
Go ahead.
if I saw you dead, I wouldn't, like, strap you to a parachute and throw you into hell. I'm just saying.
Why?
Because it's disrespectful?
Who says? Church of Il motto, we care about the living, help the poor and the downtrodden when you're dead. I mean, unless you use magic to raise them and bring them back from the dead. Look at this guy. I don't think he's going anywhere.
She just sort of crosses her little arms and
So he just lowers down the body and he says, sorry if it bothers you. I'm not trying to be mean. We're trying to do good stuff here.
she just pats you on the shoulder and says,
Well, that's good to know.
And then Corbin will climb down after giving himself guidance. Corbin rolled a 13.
Oh, God.
and then your hands slip.
Corbin!
You as well can hit that Park Corbin button.
All right, Corbin will just try to grab onto anything he can.
Make an acrobatics check.
A 9.
Oh!
So,
I cannot get out of this fucking castle next time we're going out the door. I don't care what's there.
Cliffs are Corbin's tapestry.
Yeah.
yes. 3d6 bludgeoning damage.
All ones.
11.
Oh.
11 bludgeoning damage.
My temporary hit points eat up 10 of that.
Nice.
Great.
And then I have aid, which I'm 10 over, so I take 1 point of damage.
Fantastic. Corbin bounces.
Oh, Bumbles bounces. I'm good. Oh.
Lulu flutters down with the rope in her trunk.
Oh, Lulu, you're so thoughtful. Thank you for untying it.
No, it's all good. I just didn't know if you all want to come back.
No, that rope's unlucky.
No, it's
we'll
it's
be
not the
keeping
rope's
rope.
fault, Lulu. Thank you very much.
Thank
I
you.
take the
I
rope.
think it's
in
the
my-
rope's fault.
I put the rope away in my pack.
Corbin gives the rope a dirty look.
Okay, I think we are going to walk south and then east, or are we just going to go south and off the edge there?
You guys are standing atop a bluff. Directly to the east of you, maybe 50 or 60 feet away, there is a sheer drop where the city itself has been split in two. The bridges that connected one side of the city to the other, one of which you crossed on the way here, Torm's Blade, spanned the Chionthar River when Elturel was on the material plane. But here, the city has been ripped from that plane, and now there is nothing but a giant chasm in between the two halves of the city. So you could fly or jump down that chasm, or you could find yourselves maybe 100 or 200 feet south of your position, where you could do the same, where the edge of the city essentially drops directly down.
Looking off the edge, what do we see below?
The last time you looked down was when you were actually at Torm's Blade. You looked down and you saw the teeming masses, the armies of darkness fighting one another. Here you find the same view. There are thousands of demonic creatures in waves crashing against the armies of the devilish hordes. They seem to be marshaled by either devilish or demonic generals. You see enormous, loping beast-like creatures that roar and growl and point at the devilish hordes, issuing forth in abyssal commands of attack and never retreat. And on the devil's side, you see grotesque, winged, monstrous foes with enormous swords and pikes that are doing the same in Infernal.
Okay, we can't just drop down into that.
But our plan isn't just to drop.
Yes, we would be flying theoretically.
Right.
Lulu, do you know if there's a place that is better or worse to try to drop? When you traveled down here before, do you remember anything about the trip?
Oh, darling, I'll be honest. Hell's a weird place. Besides the fact that I lost my memory, this place changes sometimes. When you go someplace and you think you know the way, it changes so you don't. Distances that you knew between two different places, they ain't the same.
But Lulu, you did just see Fort Knucklebone.
I did.
Which direction from Elturel was it?
It's across the river, southeast.
Got it. So we're aiming for a point southeast of the river, hopefully behind the Devil's front lines.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
So the Devils are between us and the sticks.
Just gonna fly as fast as I possibly can.
Can we get that far, and how long we know we can fly?
We'll have to keep gauging that, you know?
Yeah, we know we can get 200 feet. So since we're headed southeast, I say we head east from here, round the wall of High Hall, and get to the closest edge.
Yeah.
Corbin, I think maybe you should take you should put the parachute on.
Please put the parachute on.
Because I think what we might have to do is fly as fast as we can for 200 feet straight in a direction and then drop.
Corbin, have you thought about putting the parachute on?
Not really, because it's not going to work.
Okay.
If Corbin can fly for a minute, can he get past them?
If you fly for a minute at 60 feet every 6 seconds, the hypotenuse of your triangle here, right? If you go straight down.
I wouldn't go straight down and then across. I would go on an angle.
At an angle, behind the armies.
There's an equation for this, but I don't know.
I know.
Oh, it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So 200 feet. I need another side of the triangle, though, to do it. We look down, Matt, like, how far from the sticks, say, is the safe space?
I would say 400 feet, just to make it easy.
Okay, so here's the good news. We need to travel 600 feet.
Oh boy, that's like right on the money.
That's exactly what a minute will get us.
Great!
Holy shit.
So I am assuming that everything will go smooth as silk. We will safely land at exactly the end of a minute.
Oh my god.
All our feet on the ground.
Oh god.
But I'm going to add, if we have dim light, I can actually fly 3 times that distance.
Great!
And I can carry somebody.
Great.
I thought he could carry 2 people, no?
Powerful Bill, baby.
Yeah, he can. But then it slows his speed.
Okay.
Oh, what about Hylan? Can she carry
I can
someone?
carry
and
Ofelia, but
Are you slowed?
I would be slowed.
Okay, so here's the deal. I think then that Corbin needs to take 2 people. Because even slow,
He can go
Corbin can-
150.
Corbin can still make it.
Yeah.
Corbin can still make it because he can
Okay.
he can do it for 3 times as long.
Okay.
Right.
I don't like this stupid parachute thing.
I don't care. It's going to make me happy if you have it just in case. What's the harm if it doesn't work like you say?
I want to try it on this.
I worked so hard.
Can I try it on this guy?
Sort of like announcing, like, look over here, people are jumping off the...
Yeah, I don't know, but
Yeah, I initially really liked that idea, and now I think maybe we should we go for it.
Well, listen, the plan is I'm hoping we will not see a parachute, right?
right.
In this situation.
Yeah.
It's just in case as a backup.
Like, if we're using them, we're in trouble already.
Yeah.
That means we're having a mid-air incident.
Yeah, that's bad.
Correct. We should really just jump.
Yeah.
I think Corbin should just wear his parachute, and that's the end of it.
That's Corbin's choice, though. I agree with you, Ofelia. I hope that Corbin will understand that his friends love him and want him to put his parachute on, and will do it. But we can't force him.
Corbin's getting angry at this condescending conversation.
I'm jumping off the edge of this in 15 seconds.
Yeah. So Hylan and Lulu are going by themselves, and Ofelia and myself are clinging to Corbin.
And Ofelia has tied that parachute on him, whether he likes it or not.
Corbin will reluctantly put on the stupid parachute, which he knows is not going to work.
Okay, Corbin, hopefully we won't even need them.
Can I pull it right at the end to see what happens?
If there's any chance that it could work, I would like you to have it. You're wearing the parachute,
9.
and that's that.
8.
Uh-oh, Mom's counting. We're in trouble now. We're all going to get grounded. Uh-oh.
Oh my God. Hopefully, that is the goal, is to be grounded.
No devices, which means no parachute. Well, there we go.
Before we jump, I cast Bless on myself, Corbin, and Ofelia.
Because bless.
Yeah,
You can't just throw... Oh, is it 3 people? It's not 4 people?
it is.
And what does that mean again, Tal?
You have a +4 on all saving throws and attack rolls.
Great.
All right, Corbin's going to say a little prayer for the dead guy.
All right, I laser focus on the point I'm heading for, and I jump, and when I feel like I can't fall anymore, I will bamf out the wings and start going as fast as I can toward that point.
Corbin will wrap his big long arms around the other two, and he'll jump off as well, and he'll go, Il Morta, and a hand will appear around him and carry them. It'll last for a minute, and when it starts to fade, he'll do it again. He will fly us to wherever we need to be. He'll follow Hylan.
Renascence and Ofelia, as Corbin jumps off, his arms tightly around you, you immediately feel one of two things. It depends, and you choose.
Okay.
One, this is the most exhilarating feeling you have ever felt in your entire life. Or, you've made a terrible mistake.
I actually think Renascence loves this. Based on the Griffins, I think Renascence feels very validated and is thrilled by this experience.
Ofelia?
It's a little a column A and a little a column B. She's like terrified, but also really enjoying it. Like she's sort of having an out-of-body experience of just like, whoa!
I'm just thinking over and over, southeast of the river, southeast of the river, southeast of the river.
Which way southeast? Uh-oh.
Corbin, don't say that.
Follow me.
No.
Lulu follows the four of you, and you see her go, I'm coming, Zariel! Whoosh! And she flies out behind you. The four of you fly over the legions of devils encircling the enormous posts of infernal iron that anchor Elturel to the rocky ground. Squads of demons fighting 10 deep hurl themselves into the devil's ranks, and you are flying over all of this. You see that there are creatures who have the ability to fly, but clearly do not intend to fly at your altitude, as they zip and whiz underneath you, in some cases fighting mid-air directly as you fly over them. Most of these abyssal troops on the demon side are creatures that you have seen before. Dretches, pig-faced, long-clawed demons, which you recognize as sort of lower rank demons. And you can tell that they are no match for these more powerful devils, as they quickly die in vain attempts to drag these devilish forces down so that stronger demons behind them can strike killing blows. And as you fly, you see beneath you the dark river Styx, cutting a path across the blasted landscape and flowing directly beneath the city, confirming your fears that Elturel is indeed being dragged down into its dark reddish depths. Floating on the river are barges full of demons that are actually coming out of the river Styx, and they are being assailed by squadrons of winged devils. These devils are under the command of a fearsome-looking pit fiend wearing an eyeless helm and clutching a battle standard with the infernal rune of Z upon it. But as far as you can tell, these demonic forces and devilish forces are too focused on one another to concern themselves with you.
Does that pit fiend look like the one in Hylan's drawing?
It does not.
The Gargs. See anyone you know?
In your mind, Gargoth, the Hidden Lord, responds.
Oh, so nice of you to talk to me once again. And if you're wondering, yes, I do happen to know that one. He's quite good at a job, actually.
What's the name?
Lucille.
One of Zariel's lieutenants?
General.
Corbin, keep your distance. But don't look like you're trying to keep your distance. I don't know, fly casual.
Flying casual, yep.
Amazing.
at the last 10 or 15 seconds as you all are descending behind the armies of both demon and devil. Corbin, go ahead and make a strength check for me as your arms are beginning to tire.
13?
Corbin's arms begin to sort of shake, and you see his hands sort of grip you a little bit more tightly, and just at the very end, when you feel, Corbin, that you won't be able to give your arms any more strength to hold Ofelia and Renascence, your feet hit the ground.
Woo!
Well done, Corbin. Thank you.
Should I pull the parachute thing?
I hug Corbin. No, fuck the parachute. Fuck it. I don't think it would have worked.
I'm really angry
is
right now. Just
standing there
so
appalled.
mad.
I'm just hugging Corbin. Thank you. Thank you, Corbin.
Corbin puts his big long arms straight out and refuses to hug him back.
Ophelia,
Nope.
I was going to take the parachute off of you. I thought you would want that.
Nope, it's mine now. Forget
Okay.
it.
Well, good. I'm glad you have it, just in case you need it at some other point in the future.
I am actually going to bury my parachute here just because I don't think I could really carry that much.
Are they heavy?
Yeah, I mean, if it's like a real parachute, it's real fucking heavy.
All right, I guess we should leave the parachutes here, but I just feel like I put in all that effort.
Lulu flaps over to you, Ofelia, almost sensing your distress,
Yes.
and she just puts her trunk around your shoulder. And she says, "It would have worked."
Thank you, Lulu.
Ophelia, I'm gonna keep mine because I don't have any weapons to carry.
Okay,
so I can.
if it gets too heavy, it's all right, because, I do still have the schematics here.
Yeah, I'll put it down if I have to, but I'd like to keep it for now.
Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you and all the work you did.
I love all this positivity.
It's great.
It's great. Yay, we're in hell.
Hi, everybody. The show will be back shortly for the second half. Hey, have you ever wanted to bicker about a parachute and then fly over armies of demons and devils like our heroes did in this episode? Well, our professional dungeon masters are available to hire for online games. We have games for kids as well as adults, and our DMs can run almost any of the official Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventures, as well as third-party adventures and some that we've created ourselves. Check us out at cast-party.com and follow us on Facebook at CastPartyDND, on Twitter at CastParty2, or on Instagram at cast_party, or on motherfucking TikTok at cast_party. As always, we're offering free monthly online adventures with our Dungeon Masters. These free games fill up quickly, so if you'd like to grab a spot, you should join our email list or our Discord server. Links to both can be found at cast-party.com. Thanks very much for listening, and now back to our adventure in Avernus. We should probably get
That
moving.
was the worst experience I've ever had, so.
I sort of nervously glanced back at the teeming armies behind us.
Are we right next to the river, Matt?
I would say you're about...
Probably 400 feet based on my calculations.
Can Corbin carry his parachute? He's a big guy. He's not that weighed down.
Yeah, sure.
He'll keep it.
Okay, let's stealthily, as I don't see how we can, but there seem to be some dead trees, so.
They're not trees.
What are they?
Oh no.
Things sprouting out of the ground. And at first glance, they look like they're trees, and then you sort of squint your eyes, and they are enormous fingers.
Nope.
Oh, no.
Nope.
With broken fingernails sprouting out of them.
Oh, my God. I don't like it.
All right, well, this just got even more horrible.
Yeah, so we will try to move stealthily towards Fort Knucklebone.
If you move at a stealthy pace, it will decrease your speed 50%.
Yeah, I think we've got to err on the side of sneaking.
Yeah, we don't really know what any of this is.
Guidance myself.
Corbin will guidance himself.
Ooh, critical stealth from Ofelia at a 26.
Hylan got a 27.
Corbin got a 12.
Renascence got a 4.
Oh,
Oh, that's 2 down, 2 up.
that was down to Lulu.
again. Lulu, god damn it, she got a 4.
Lulu, why no?
She's just like making flapping noises with it, and she's like, "This is amazing!" She blows her little trumpet.
No. Renascence, I love you, but we have to talk about this stealth.
It's so bad.
Next time
buddy.
we can rest, we gotta work on it.
I'd say you go an hour, which brings you at that pace, which is slow and loud, about 5 miles.
Slow and loud. Just what we wanted.
About 5 miles towards this hump in the distance, which you can assume is Fort Knucklebone. The river Styx is probably about 700 or 800 feet away from you, burbling this red fluid. You see the heat lines coming in every direction. The whole atmosphere reeks of brimstone. The very landscape is just oppressive. Hot gusts of wind shrieking across the landscape, and you can see in distance sort of what seem like sandstorms. That there are these sort of clouds of dust, and that sort of makes you look down at the ground as to what exactly is this terrain made of.
I don't want to know what it's made of.
One of you, not Ofelia, digs their hand into the ground.
Corbin will look at this thing.
And you see that the majority of the ground is, in fact, sand, but it is mixed with teeth
I knew you were going to say teeth.
and hair.
I don't like that one bit.
No.
I'd like all of you, under this oppressive situation, to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, I'm next to Renascence.
Yeah, everyone can add +3.
Ooh,
That's a 24 for Ofelia.
it's a 23 for Hylan.
It's a 23 for Corbin as well.
12 for Renascence.
This supernatural malevolence weighing on your bodies and your souls hasn't affected you yet. Although it's certainly making you sweat, that's for sure.
Not Renascence.
I use prestidigitation to cool everybody's clothing and armor.
That's nice.
Any change in your speed?
I mean, that stealth didn't work, so maybe we should just start.
Yeah. Now the question is, do we go super fast or do we just go regular speed, I guess?
Regular.
It's too hot to
Yeah.
go super
Yeah, we're having trouble even going slow.
Regular it is.
You spend the next hour walking at a regular pace, and it's just so hot. And you start to notice that there are these tiny little biting flies that are coming in clouds across the landscape. And as you walk, they sort of fly through you, and you start swinging your arms in every direction just to sort of see if you can wave them away. You have to slap at them because they start biting at you. But within an hour, you see that this hill that you have been aiming towards becomes more distinct, that it actually ends up looking like some kind of a walled fort. Inside this wall, of what material you're not quite sure it's made, is some kind of a landmass. But this landmass is almost exactly shaped like an enormous hand, with its palm face down and its knuckles raised as if it were in intense pain. And just as you make it to Fort Knucklebone, you feel like you can hardly give any more effort to this trek. And I'd like you to make another con save.
Still +3.
13 for Ofelia.
11 for Renascence.
Hylan got a 6.
Corbin got a 6.
Ofelia, maybe it is the helm of Torm's sight that gives you this extra internal energy to power through. But the other 3 of your compatriots, from a mechanical perspective, everyone but Ofelia, gains 1 level of exhaustion. Exhaustion with a single level is disadvantage on ability checks. As you get closer to the fort, you can see plainly that the barrier around it is made out of some kind of metal, some dark metal that is constructed or cut in some kind of fashion that makes it look like enormous brambles in enormous 15-foot walls around this great hand made of rock.
Oh. Is there some sort of a gateway or...
You do see that there is a jagged-looking gate set into this wall made of metal debris. You see some figures, small figures, maybe a half a dozen of them, standing atop the tower.
Lulu, do Chukka and Clonk own this place?
I don't really remember, but I don't get the feeling like they do.
Can you speak to them from this distance, telepathically, the way you speak to us?
No, not from this distance.
Suppose we'd better announce ourselves.
Can we tell what type of creatures those are?
You're too far away.
Right. Okay, well.
Let's approach.
Okay.
We have no choice, right?
Just walk closer.
So yeah, you approach the gate, and as you do so, you hear a voice come from the tower atop this gate.
Who be you?
I wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't either.
Announce yourselves!
One of you good talkers, do it. Say it. Something.
So we're travelers, come looking for Chukka and Clonk.
There is a pause, and then the voice says,
Do you have the password?
Lulu, do we have the password?
Lulu shrugs. Then you hear some giggling.
They're fucking with us.
Just open the fucking gate.
I said in Infernal.
More giggling. And the voice, you can hear it doesn't seem to hide itself. It says,
I told them we had the password.
Ofelia is going to call up to the edge of the wall and say, listen, you've had your fun. We can have our fun too. And she's going to just try to play a really enticing melody on her violin that just seems fun. And you want to if you can hear the music, but you aren't that close to it, you'd want to get closer to it, and have them not hide behind the wall.
Give me a performance check.
Guidance.
Ofelia got a 24.
The other three of your compatriots are heaving. They're pissed. They're bitten with all kinds of bugs. And you just turn around and play this jaunty melody. As you do so, Ofelia, little faces pop over the corner of the tower. This is some kind of a goblin or a gnome. It's got a pike staff in its hand as it leans over the tower, and its fingers are sort of thin and end in long talons, reminiscent of an eagle. And the creature's hair is stringy and falls over its face, but its eyes are enormous and bloodshot, and you can see them even from down at the ground level. And it has on its head a cap. It seems like the fabric is red, but it's redder than what a normal fabric red would be. Almost like it's damp with some kind of liquid. Mm-hmm. And you see, as it leans over the edge, that driplets of blood stream down its face.
Ew.
And land on the ground next to you.
Oh, no.
As it grins down at you.
Oh, no.
And says,
That is a wonderful melody. I like that one. Hey, I like that one. Hey, we've got a real performer over here.
All right, now open the gates, you little shits.
You don't have to be rude. Listen, you want the door open or not?
I do. Do you want to hear more music or not?
You make a fair point. Open the gate!
And the gate creaks open.
Well done, Ophelia.
We enter through the gate. Ofelia enters triumphantly and smugly through the gates.
I stagger miserably after Ophelia.
Yeah, I'm just what fresh hell is behind this thing?
The area enclosed by these ramparts is littered with trash and mechanical parts. As you look around, you see that some of these are actually sort of put together in a way that we as modern day people would know that it resembles some kind of vehicle. There are some ramshackle structures built from the same junk, essentially, as the outer wall, providing shelter to whoever lives here. These small creatures, they're all here inside, too. They're milling about, all kind of looking like feral gnomes, and they all sport these red caps.
Do we know what they are?
You can make an Arcana check.
Can we all make them?
Disadvantage on ability checks.
I've rolled a 28 in Arcana. This helm, man, it's really turned things around.
What did everyone else get?
Renascence does not know what they are.
Yeah, Hylan doesn't know what they are.
And Corbin 17 turned into a 4, so he doesn't know what they are either.
These creatures, Ofelia, are known to you as red caps. Red caps are from the Feywild, and they are born of, like all things from the Feywild, intense emotions. In this case, red caps are born out of bloodlust. That any creature on the mortal planes that feels this intense need to kill shit, well, every time that happens, a red cap is born.
I try to look over the heads of the red caps and see if I can see any Kenku.
Make a perception check.
No, it's hot.
It's bleary. Dust is in your eyes. You can't see very much.
Can you take us to Chukka and Clonk?
They all look at each other.
They want to go to Chukka and Clonk. I don't know why they want to go Chukka and Clonk. They fucking idiots.
Why do you say that?
They don't know how to fix shit.
What do you mean?
I'll let the boss explain.
Well, all right then. Just take us to them.
Or the boss. We'll go see the boss.
Or the boss.
No, we'd like to see Chukka and Clonk,
I think Chukka and Clonk would be best. Please take us to them.
They're probably with Wizen,
Who is that?
the main machine guy.
Great, which direction is he in?
They all point to a small cave formed between two of these massive fingers to the north of you.
We'd like to start making for the cave.
All right, excuse me. Pardon me.
You make your way towards this cave, and you see that there is smoke issuing from the opening, where you see a dull reddish light coming from this cave as well. And as you approach, you see an enormous structure. You're not quite sure what it is. It looks kind of like something that was outside, this sort of jumble of mishmash of all these pieces of junk just pushed together. This one's about twice its size, and it's got spikes on the front, and it's got an enormous plow sticking out of the front of it. And it has wheels that are probably twice the size of a normal human. And they are made not of rubber, as you and I would probably, as normal modern people would think, but they are made out of infernal iron. Almost everything about this vehicle is made from infernal iron. Standing atop this vehicle are two black-feathered Kenku. And as you approach, with Lulu behind, one of the Kenku notices you and jumps down from the top of the vehicle and squawks, "What a deal!
Patience is a virtue."
Can't keep the boss waiting.
In three distinctly different voices. And then he runs into the back part of the cave and disappears. The other bird folk sort of just stands there looking at you. This one has a enormous pike, which he uses more to sort of lean on than as any kind of a weapon. As one of the bird folk runs into the back, one of them looks at you. Rolling out of the bottom of this vehicle on some kind of a dolly is an enormous 9-foot tall elephant person. And he's covered in oil and dirt, and his hair is sort of slicked back with grease. And he sort of dusts himself off, stands up to his full height, and says, hey.
Hello.
Morning.
Hi.
What's that thing you're under? What is that?
Yeah, that's an infernal machine.
What? I'm sorry.
Yeah, infernal machine. It's a scavenger type.
What do you do with it?
Whatever the boss says we do with it.
What have you done with it?
Well, there's lots of warlords, so it really depends.
I like it. Can I, climb on it?
No.
Can I climb inside it?
No.
Okay. All right. Can I climb underneath it?
No.
While this is happening, I'd sort of whisper to Lulu, is that Chukka or Clonk?
Lulu flaps up and points over at the one holding the pike. And Lulu, her eyes go wide, and she says,
Oh my goodness! That's Chukka.
Do you want to go speak with him? Would he remember you?
Sure. Hold on 1 second.
She flaps over to Chukka.
Chukka, you remember me?
And Chukka says,
I remember.
and Lulu says,
That sounds like my voice.
Chukka says,
That sounds like my voice.
That's how they talk, Lulu. They can only repeat things that they've heard.
Oh, I guess they have a better memory than I do.
Can I walk around the machine and maybe just touch it on the outside?
yeah, no.
Chukka, what do you do here?
Chukka says, in a very different voice. This one, craggy.
Fix the machine.
Okay.
I bet you that's the boss.
Are these machines for sale?
Chukka sort of looks back where Clonk has gone, and then looks back in your direction and says,
What a deal.
I don't know. I don't think it works because he won't let me look at it or touch it or anything.
The elephant person looks over at you after saying this stuff, Corbin. The elephant person sort of like grabs a rag, starts shining what is clearly never meant to actually be shined because the iron is so dark and not shiny at all. And sort of looks over at you and says, the scavenger's my baby. You're not going to go within 10 feet without the boss saying so.
Right. It doesn't work. Did the other ones work out there?
Nah, they're pieces of crap.
Oh.
Sir, what is your name?
Yeah, you can call me Wizen.
Wizen. A charming name. Your boss, Wizen, who you keep referring to. Who is he?
No. That's where you're going a little wrong. Yeah, when you assume, right?
We've all just internalized it, Ofelia. It's okay. I mean,
Thank you. In any case, please tell me who is she?
Yeah, that's Mad Maggie. And he points over his shoulder as Clonk returns. And Clonk brings with him two individuals. This creature that Clonk is leading is wearing a long, tattered shift covered in mud and mold, and probably blood, and most likely worse. You, upon looking at her, can make any number of checks if you so desire. You can make a religion check, you can make an arcana check, you could even make a nature check if you wanted to.
I'm going to go with Arcana. That's a 15 for Ofelia.
It's a 4 for Corbin on religion.
I'm just keeping an eye on these red caps.
So this creature, I'm going to say with a 17 Renaissance is what you got?
Yeah, I got 17.
And an arcana of 15 from Ofelia.
Yeah.
The two of you look at each other, and it's almost like you can read each other's thoughts, because this is clearly a hag. Specifically, a night hag.
Oh, no.
The hag's eyes, as she comes into view, seem to move independently of each other.
Uh-huh.
She has this straggly brown hair hanging in front of her face. Resting on each shoulder are red-eyed ravens seem to scrutinize you. Just when you thought that could be the most weird thing you've seen all day, behind her, another creature appears. This one is a hulking mass built of disparate parts of fiends. You see clearly like an arm that was pulled from a dretch and the head of a horned devil. One leg looks like it was pulled from a spiked devil. And all of these pieces have been assembled into this construct. And as it lopes behind Mad Maggie, it sort of moans and hops in your direction. And she says,
Mickey, looks like we got some guests.
Oh, boy.
Good morning, madam.
How can I help you?
Well, our friend here, she's found some old acquaintances of hers, isn't that right?
You indicate Lulu. And for the first time, Mad Maggie's eyes that have been sort of wandering all over the place independently, they focus directly on Lulu. And Mad Maggie says,
My goodness, where did you find our little Lulu?
I want to just sort of check in with Lulu, look at Lulu. Is she reacting as if she recognizes Mad Maggie?
you look over at Lulu, and Lulu's just sort of flying in midair. She looks over at Clonk, who's behind Mad Maggie, and this creature who Mad Maggie called Mickey. And then she looks over at Chukka and sort of peers out from behind Chukka over at Mad Maggie, who is approaching. And she says,
I don't remember you, but you say you remember me? Oh, yes. I remember you, my dear. Why have you returned to us? Well, I'm not so good at the talking, and I feel a little bit on the spot, but I'm hoping that you can help me remember when I was last here. We're kind of needing to do something real important.
Ofelia casts message to Renascence and says, perhaps this would be a good time for the dreidel.
She can see you doing that, I say back in my head.
My point still stands.
Think she'd find that insulting.
Lulu, tell her about, the fortress. We want to find the fortress, right?
Oh, you're still after that thing, aren't you? That fortress. Well, yes, it's kind of important. We need to find, you tell me, what do you remember of me? I remember when you first came here. You had been wandering through Avernus. You came to my abode, and I saved you. Now, if you're intending to stay with me and my little buddies, I'm more than happy to take you on in.
We're not really looking for shelter, much as we appreciate the offer. We need to reach this fortress that Lulu remembers.
Last time she was here, she wanted that fortress to remain secret as possible. Now you want to go find it again. I see.
Do you know where it is?
If I did, I wouldn't be telling you.
Why wouldn't you tell us?
she hobbles forward, and Mickey follows in close step behind her, and she says,
Listen, tall boy. I'm interested in one thing and one thing only. Survival. If I go near that place, Zariel's gonna come looking for me. And I don't want to have anything but good relations.
You don't care if we go, right?
Psh, do what you like.
What's Zariel like?
She sort of smiles, and a little driblet of spit comes out of the side of her mouth, and she says,
I never actually met her. I guess she doesn't deign with us warlords anymore. But I'm really kinda interested, from what I understand, talking to our little friend here, about how Zariel used to be this amazing angel. And now, well, she runs the place.
I'm interested in that too.
So why not just tell us where this fortress is?
Because I don't know. But it seems your friend does.
Do you have any way to jog a memory if somebody has lost their memories? Do you know a way to get them back?
If we did stay here for a little while, it could help Lulu remember. What do you think, Lulu?
Lulu looks over at you, Ofelia, and says,
I don't know. I get a weird feeling about this place.
I do too.
No offense, ma'am. None taken. Now you asked me a question. If I could actually unlock Lulu's memories, I may in fact have a way of doing that.
Only with Lulu's permission, of course, but I'm just curious.
Well, what I'm gonna need is some special ingredients. They're gonna be from, from the people in this fort. You're gonna need to get them. And you're gonna need to get them in this.
and she holds out in her hand a coin. And this coin is about the size of her black-taloned palm. And she says,
This is what we use like for currency around here. I'm gonna need you to get this stuff inside this coin. Once you do, we'll get started.
How do you get stuff into that coin? What stuff?
Well, I guess it's important you know what this is called. This.
And she sort of throws it up in the air, and it flips end over end, and she grabs it in midair, showing you the infernal rune of Z on it. And she says,
This is a soul coin. It stores the souls of the damned. We use it for fuel. Fuel for our rituals, and fuel
And she puts her hand on the scavenger vehicle.
For our conveyances around Avernus.
Soul coins.
There's someone here you want us to get their soul?
Well, actually, I'm gonna need you to get 4 souls. They can give them willingly or unwillingly.
I mean, like deals.
No, she means steal their souls out of their bodies and put them in that coin.
Someone would let you do that willingly? That's...
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think that could be where a deal might come in.
Yes, that's my question. Are you saying somebody could promise their soul and that would count, or somebody has to be killed and their soul somehow transferred to this coin? I just want to make sure we're all we know what's going on here.
Yes, I think this is an important point to clarify.
Yeah, I mean, you can do the offering and the soul will go right into the coin if you hold it in the right place. Or you can do a little bit more manipulation, if you know what I mean. That'll get it done just as well.
May I examine that thing?
You're pointing to the soul coin?
Yeah.
She holds it out to you, but she does not give it to you.
I cast Detect Magic.
Lots of things in this place start glowing with magic.
Within 30 feet of me, faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic. I learn its school of magic, if any. Can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by a foot of stone, an inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt. I'm not a ritual caster, so I actually just use my spell slot to do that.
I'll make it worthwhile. Mad Maggie is glowing with magic of all kinds, mostly evocation, but to some degree necromancy as well. The creature behind her is glowing with transmutation magic. Chukka and Clonk's weapons, Chukka's spear and Clonk's warhammer, are glowing with enchantment magic. The vehicle itself is also glowing with magic. Enchantment for sure, and probably transmutation in a way. That's all you see within the current view.
What did the coin give off?
That's enchantment.
And Corbin?
Corbin definitely has objects on him that are glowing with magic.
2 potions of healing, and the soul coin, and a scroll. So I have 4 pings of magic on me.
So he does see something in that bag glowing with enchantment magic.
I don't say anything.
What kind of soul? Is there a specific requirement for what kind of soul goes in the coin?
I need 4 specific souls around here. If you want, I'll give you the list.
What's so attractive about them?
Well, without them, this ritual ain't gonna work.
Right, but I'm just wondering why not any random 4 souls? Why these specific 4 souls?
It's the power inside them.
What special power is inside of them that isn't in the other one?
You'll have to see when you meet them.
And what happens to those souls once they go in that coin?
They're gonna be used for ritual.
And then they're dead?
Well, once the souls are in the coin, they're dead anyway.
The deal's not good.
She sort of crosses her arms in front of her.
I say Corbin. I just shake my head.
What? Let's hear what she has to say.
My friend meant no offense, madam.
No, it's just the way I talk. I'm not all fancy and stuff, sorry. Just the way I talk.
That's fine. Right, number 1. There's a, kind of useless member of my crew. One a long time ago. He was a kind of a powerful wizard. Name is Barnabas. You can find him around here. That's number 1. Number 2, I love my red caps. But one of them's a real son of a bitch. I think you'll find it taking his soul real easy. This one's named Grubba. You find him, you get that one. That's number 2. Number 3, well, there's other kind of creatures wandering around here. Some are redcaps, most of them are redcaps. Some are madcaps. They're even crazier than the redcaps I brought from Feywild with me. This one's named Wizen. You bring me his soul. That's number 3.
And then she steps forward and she says,
Last one.
and she points at Wizen.
That gentleman right over there.
And Wizen says, I'm sorry, what? What's going on? You need me, Mad Maggie.
Well, I mean, you're not bad, but I can always get another mechanic.
Listen, I came down here. I thought you were gonna send me home.
Well, we all make bad decisions in life, Wizen. Why do you think you're down here?
I did not. And then she crosses her arms and steps back and looks at the four of you.
We're going to need to talk about this in private if you don't mind.
Be my guest.
I don't like it.
Hylan, can you do the head thing?
Sure. Lulu, I apologize, but I can't include you in this. I'll have Ofelia talk to you, okay? She'll tell you what I'm saying.
All right.
And then I pick Ofelia, Renascence, and Corbin. And I'm going to roll a psionic energy die to see how many hours we will all be able to speak telepathically. 2 hours. I'm going to close my eyes, and then I'm going to open them, and you'll see a little bit of blue remaining, and then it will fade, and then I'll just say to you, I don't like it, in my head.
Our choices are taking the souls of all creatures, some of which are probably evil, or we could just kill her.
But then we'll be no better off than we are right now. We need somebody to restore Lulu's memory.
I know. Is this the only
and
way?
She seems relatively friendly for someone in hell, all things considered.
You trust her? She just threw her mechanic under, the infernal war machine.
I did not say that I trusted her.
I'm the Watcher. Never accept gifts or favors from fiends, those who truck with them. Stay true to your order, your comrades, your duty. I steer a hole in Corbin. Threats you face are cunning, powerful, and subversive. Be ever alert for their corruption.
Memories have been coming back to her on their own. I'm hoping that there's some other way.
I pull out Heaven's Fall. I'm killing the hag.
All right, but
We'll save the mechanic. That's our ticket out of here.
He'll join our side, but is there a way we can jump her? Instead of just right now she's ready, maybe we could, I don't know, say we'll do it tomorrow? And are all those little red cap things going to come down on us too?
Yeah.
Probably.
We got to tell them that she wants to kill one of them as well.
Ofelia, we bluff her. You're in better condition than we are. Just tell her we're tired from the travel, but we'll be about her business tomorrow, once we've had a chance to rest.
Yeah, we still have 2 hours to talk about this way.
I don't like this taking souls thing. Don't like it at all.
No, I'm not doing that.
I didn't come here for that. Maybe with Ophelia's messaging, we can talk to Wizen at some point and try to work something out with him. See if he has any ideas.
I don't know what kind of creature he is. Does he speak other languages?
Never seen anything like him.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, he's a bit like Lulu, but I don't think he really is. I don't know that Renascence even knows what an elephant is, to be honest.
So the choice is jump her now, or see if she'll let us stay and rest and be stronger tomorrow and jump her tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I don't know what that monster is behind her. I bet it hits hard.
It's not going to be easy, but I think you're right. The way to get around it is to form some sort of coalition before we do it.
Maybe Lulu could get the two birds to join us. I don't know. Maybe they'd like to be in charge of this place.
Ophelia, maybe you could tell Wizen that we ain't going to kill him. Otherwise, if I was him, I'd run for it.
Or if you do that, he might try to save his own neck by saying, oh, they're not going to do it. And
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's in league with her.
I don't see how we're getting a rest here, and he's just going to stick around waiting to see if we kill him or not.
Right.
Oh, good point. So let's jump her now.
I think we got to get her now, yeah.
Any way we can cause a distraction.
I do think, though, that there's some reason in trying to get the word out. I see what you're saying. It's a double-edged sword, because if we tell people, they might choose to use that to their advantage, but won't we be in the same situation then? We could at least get the word out right before we hit her that she's trying to get us to kill them, and we're not doing it. We're going to kill her instead.
Corbin would like to look over at Wizen, and what's he doing right now? Like, what's his demeanor?
He is standing up against the wall, looking over at Mad Maggie, who is just filing her nails with a piece of scrap metal, waiting for you guys to be done. And Wizen has in his hands an enormous banner or wrench. His eyes are just shifting back and forth between you and Mad Maggie and Nikki.
And there's two creatures behind him. What are those things?
They look kind of like red caps, but these ones have a much more fanged mouth and wild-looking eyes. These most likely are the creatures that Mad Maggie referred to as Madcaps.
You might choose us. I think it's worth the risk.
I say we just hit her hard and fast now. She ain't looking for it. Get the drop on her.
Okay.
We try to make it look like we're going to take out Wizen and then
He might think we are and then start fighting us. We don't tell him first. Because if we don't tell them, they're going to probably fight against us. And if we do tell them and they decide to sell us out, they're still fighting against us. So it seems like, I don't know, it doesn't seem like a big risk. But that's just my opinion.
I suppose not. How do we know that we can trust any of them, really?
I know that we definitely can't trust a hag. I know that.
She just told us to kill 4 of her own people. And she did that in front of, like, the Kenku are right there, right, Matt?
That's correct.
oh, everybody's there. I think we should tell Wizen quickly we're not going to kill him, but not to react. And then I think you should just say, all right, we'll take your deal out loud. And then we hit her. Maybe we'll get a second. I don't know.
Maybe tell Wizen to go tell the other ones that she wanted them dead too. I don't know.
I suppose I can ask that someone should be engaging her while I do this, because it is not completely 100% not obvious that I'm doing something when I do message.
We're going to huddle around and talk about it as if we're talking about it. Like, well, she makes a good point. She makes a good point. You know, we really do need help.
Ofelia casts message and she says to Wizen, we don't want to have to kill you. Do you think you can assemble others on your side?
Is he allowed to respond?
He is allowed to respond.
He says, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I guess I could. Might take a little bit of time. Listen, I don't understand this.
Time is of the essence of it, though, so...
Yeah, sorry. Listen.
Not make it obvious.
He puts his hand in front of his face, almost like he's covering his mouth.
Yeah, maybe go back under the car and work on it.
Yeah, Maggie, I'm going to go ahead and, while they're, working on stuff, I'm just going to keep working on the scavenger. All right?
Oh, yeah, go ahead, dear.
Slides under the car. So, I don't trust anybody, really. Except maybe Chukka and Clonk.
Well, you have a big wrench. If we surprise her, will you surprise her too?
Maybe just put in a good word for us.
I say to Ofelia, we need him alive at the end of this. She should just get clear.
Right. We need this thing and he can run this thing.
Then I suppose that is the goal. All right. Well, really what we need you to do, is you know how to drive this thing. Can you be ready to get us out of here?
But you just got here.
Tell him.
Am I misunderstanding this situation?
Yeah. Does he not realize that he's just been, like, an execution order has just been put on him? Tell him if we protect him, don't kill him like she wanted us to, and we kill her, will he get us out of here in one of these vehicles?
I say that.
He says, well, I guess that would make you the new warlords then.
What do you say, Ofelia?
What do you say?
He said it would make us the new warlords?
Maybe Chukka and Clonk want to be warlords. We can leave them here.
It's the role I was born to play, baby. Everybody ready?
You think we have a moment to guide ourselves a little here?
Long as we stay in the huddle, we do.
Yeah, I'm going to just keep loudly saying, like, I don't know. I mean, I know we don't know anybody here, but we really need Lulu's memories. And I think the best thing to do would probably be just to do this. I mean, we kill people all the time. It's just 4 other people.
Corbin casts guidance on himself for initiative.
I don't know that we really have a plan here. That I don't.
I pull out Heaven's Fall and I momentarily point it towards where the elephant is under the car.
Mm-hmm.
And then I swing the mace up and I fire a guiding bolt at the hag.
Welcome to level 7.
Woohoo!
Thanks for listening. This episode featured the Dungeon Master stylings of Matt Gordon, with Andy Cannistra as Painbearer Corbin Shiv, Carolyn Fox as Hylan, Rachel Tamarin as Ofelia, and me, Tal Aviezer, as Renascence. This episode was edited by Carolyn Fox and me. Our original theme music is by Lauren Anker and Anthony DiMasso. Some sound effects in this episode are courtesy of Syrinscape. Remember, if you enjoy Podcast Party, please follow the show, rate us, and leave us a review. Thanks very much for listening. We'll be back in 2 weeks with the next episode.
Everyone ended on the same one.
Yeah.
Wow, we didn't
Yay.
suck that
I don't
time.
think that's ever happened.
Solid.
I don't think Tal actually clapped.
Clapped.
I don't think so.
He clapped in his mind. That's what's most important.
Psychic clap.
Yes, I can clap.
Wait, you get the psychic clap? That sounds terrible.
Yeah, you have the poison / disease condition. All right.
All right, sorry.